check? Whenever you're ready, we'll take the check. Thanks. Jeez. Our 6-month anniversary, huh? It's hard to believe. Where's the time go? You know, it's funny when you get to that point, it's not just dates anymore, right? It's a relationship. I mean, you're not seeing anybody else. I'm not seeing anybody else. Frankly, I start thinking about what I'm getting out of this relationship versus what I'm putting into it. Well, I don't mean it exactly like that, of course. God, that sounds horrible. But lately, Bob, I've been thinking. And what I've been thinking is I'm putting much, much more into this relationship than I'm getting out of it. And if we're going to go on with this relationship and it's something I want, well, then I think some things need to change. Oh, no, honey. It's nothing that can't be fixed. I've just been mulling over some things that I would change if I could change them. Okay, here's what I mean. I came across all these receipts the other day, and it hit me. Hang on a second, you'll see what I'm talking about. I put together a spreadsheet of our relationship. Now, before you get all, just have a look. Here's where I started from. Column A is a list of dates that we've been on and what they cost. Okay? Let's go back to October 3rd, our first date. I thoroughly enjoyed that, by the way. We went out to the movies and then for coffee afterward. So, $7.50 a piece for the movies, $5.50 for your Kahlua and coffee, $4.75 for my Nutty Irishman. I have the receipts here if you want to check. Okay, so the total which I paid for that date was $25.25. It's not including gas or depreciation on my car. Okay? The total which you paid for that date was $0. Alright? It's the first date, kind of what I expected. And we had a nice time. Now, if you look closely, you'll see that column A, my column, continues to be full of numbers throughout the relationship. The dinner at the Bayfront Chase, the weekend at the beach, the sailing trip in Annapolis. In fact, when you consider the total, it's quite astounding. I had no idea I spent so much. $2,242. Wow. Over 6 months. It comes out to over $373 a month. That's a lot of cash. Alright, let's go to column B, your column. I put $24 in column B for the night you had me over for dinner. If I'm underestimating the dinner, I'm happy to be corrected on this point. But as I recall, it was a meatloaf, some potatoes, and a bottle of wine. So $24 is about right. So $24 over 6 months, that means you spent, well, $4 a month on me since the relationship began. Okay? Now just wait a minute. Let's have a look at column C. I put checks in column C for the number of times that there was sex associated with the date, okay? This is very important, I think. Okay? Let's go back to October 3rd, our first date. $25.25, movies, coffee, no sex. It's fine, really. I didn't expect it. It was the first date. Okay? Date number no. You're absolutely right. There was no discussion of sex at all. It was a kiss at your front door. Now let's move down column A a little bit, my column, and see what happens. Date number 2, October 11th. The total for that date, $47.61. No sex. Date number 3, October 15th. Total for that date, $38.97. Still no sex. What's this note I made here? Someone petting third base. Okay. So date number 4, dinner at Philomeno's, $101.33. Sex. All right, but here's the thing. I spent $213.16 before we had sex even once. And, well, that's not insignificant to me. Okay? Alright, now let's compare column C with column A, and I think you'll see what I'm getting at. With the exception of the meatloaf on December 2nd, my column continues to be completely full. But column C is not so full. I know we don't have to have sex every time we have a date. Okay? January 3rd, you lost your job, you were upset, and of course, I don't expect you to have sex. February 19th is another case. It was the weekend we visited your parents. We talked about it. It counts for something, but we didn't actually do it. Because you said you felt uncomfortable having sex in your parents' house. Now, I feel I could have found a way to sneak into your room and have sex with you quietly without your parents knowing, but I didn't. I respected your wishes. It does though seem, however, there are a number of occasions here when we could have had sex, and we didn't. And we didn't because you didn't want to. Okay, so now what complicates this even more is column D. Column D relates directly to column C, and it's more or less an evaluation of, well, how good the sex was. Okay, let's go back to date number 4, the dinner that I paid for, that cost $101.33 in Philippines. Great dinner, and it was the first time we had sex. But, truth be told, sex was not outstanding. And I think you agree with me on this. You had a little too much to drink, and on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being out of this world, it got a 2. So, a sex score of 2 for a dinner costing $101.33 in Philippines. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm perfectly happy with column A, my column, to continue as before. And I'm perfectly happy with column B, your column, to continue as before. If that's the case, however, we need to talk about some substantive, meaningful changes to column C and take a long look at column D. Lots of 2s and 3s in column D, and frankly, I'd like for that to change as well. I don't think it's too much to ask for. A couple of 4s, maybe a 5 once in a while. Now, I could get ridiculous with this thing and add another column, column E, opportunity cost for me. Women I could be having sex with, but I'm not because I'm dating you, but that would be absurd. I know that. And if you let me finish, please don't interrupt me. What I also haven't included on the spreadsheet are the intangibles, the non-quantifiables, the sort of psychic rewards to having a relationship. And there are some. It's nice to not have to worry about what to do on a Friday night. You're a good listener. And when someone asks me if I have a girlfriend, it's pretty terrific to say, yeah, I am at Jones, I have a girlfriend. But do those psychic rewards add up to $2,242? I don't think so. So the point is not to point fingers at what's wrong with the relationship or who's more responsible, although I think the evidence shows you're more responsible than I am. The point is, sure, we could talk about column B, but actually, Barbara, I'd like to talk about column... What? What do you mean your expenses? Like what? Ortho what? I don't know what that is. Oh, that. No, I agree. I don't want to take any chances either. It's better safe than... And how often do you get that filled? And how much does it cost? For those tiny pills? $100 for waxing. Waxing? Oh, they were very smooth. Yes, of course. But don't you think you could have used a razor for that? A $200 bill from Victoria's Secret? For that flimsy little black thing? The one with the... No, okay, I just thought... Alright, what else? $60 French manicure. $137 cocktail dress at Aunt Taylor's. And $37 in quarters to wash your sheets.